Navita, this is ground control, Major Gray. Do you copy? Please respond. Navita, this is ground control. Do you copy?
Report.
We're coming up on 14 minutes dark. Systems show there's nothing wrong with the ship. It's like they're just not answering.
What was the last thing that was said before they went dark?
Nothing of note. It was, quote, 17 more days of this, end quote, Gray said. Nothing special. It doesn't appear that there was much happening by way of mechanical or mission stuff. The Navita is receiving our transmissions. They just are not responding.
The president?
He's apprised and following the situation, as is the Secretary of Defense.
Can we remotely control the ship?
No. We'd need input from someone on board. We can't do it without some keystrokes on their end. Put bluntly, we have to raise them.
Well, there's the lives of 4 astronauts in the balance. And we can't fail here. It's a long way to Titan. Just about 790 million miles, give or take. And the small fact that we don't have anything ready to roll.
Houston, this is Science Officer Carillon.
Oh, there he is! All right, we copy Corellin. It's good to hear your voice. Where's Gray?
He's here, but he can't really speak at the moment.
Corellin, what's wrong? Is Gray all right? Put him on.
Sorry, Major, that's not happening right now.
Are you forgetting this mission is a military operation? This is a direct order. Unless he is injured or indisposed, bring Gray to the comm now.
Oh, you little people, and your orders. You have no idea how out of control you are right now. No idea at all, and I almost regret including you in anything with such a lofty intention as the task before us. But alas, your knowledge is part of the overall plan.
All right. Say whatever it is you have to say.
Well, I'm going to preface this by saying that whatever you or your people say in the next hour will do nothing to stop what is going to happen. It's going to happen regardless of anything you say or do.
All right. Get on with it.
In about 55 minutes, give or take a few seconds, the reset button will be pushed on humanity. Our downward descent will cease and be replaced with an opportunity for heights never before imagined.
Okay, big guy. That's enough of this. Get Gray on. That is a direct order.
Again, you have no idea how you're not in control, but do not take my word for it if you must. Speak to Gray. Don't do this, please! Please do not do this, our kids! Oh my God,
Captain Gray, are you all right? What is happening?
Neil, you've got to stop him. He's insane. You have to stop him at all costs,
Okay. We need to be updated on the situation. Take a breath and go.
I'm on a table, tied down, and I'm not sure with what. He did it. He did it to all of us. I think we were drugged, but I'm not positive. My head is throbbing. I'm hurting, but I think I'm all right.
Corellin, explain this now.
Well, in all honesty, he did a fair job by way of explanation. They are incapacitated. And Gray, do not try to get loose because it will not work, and I do not want to hurt you any more than necessary. And yes, you're drugged. And true to your alpha male status, you went down like a sack of potatoes. Prime and Ruby were the same, although I am sorry to admit I had to strike Ruby. He wasn't going out as quickly as I needed, so I like cold cock, was necessary. However, I think she'll be okay. He's crazy. He's going to kill us all, and he can do it. You've got to stop him, Neil. Do what you have to do. Please please, I'm not. Well, that was going nowhere, sorry. I thought he would hold together long enough at least to communicate what I needed communicated. We really do not have that much time, and I would like to spend it productively.
Okay, big guy. What do you need to communicate? And be fast with this, because if we can't work this out easy, we are prepared to do it the hard way. And I assure you, we will end up on top.
Oh, Miss Neal. So again, your threats mean nothing, but by all means, if you can go out like that, if that's what you want, myself, I want to be looking to the future. A new and better future. And back to where we were. Like the good captain sort of said, the remainder of the crew is tied up. They are in 2 rooms that are joined by windows and airlocks, and you should pay attention to this because this is important. In the farthest room from me are Ruby and Prime. Prime is in a chair and Ruby is on a table. He's sort of in and out of consciousness, and which, again, I'm truly sorry, but it had to be done.
So are you just going to hold the rest of the crew, including your superior officers, hostage? Doesn't seem like a very good plan to me.
That doesn't seem like a very good plan because that's not the plan. You listen, you learn.
Okay. Hang on a second. Report.
He has a wife, seemingly good relationship, 1 daughter, deceased years ago, when she was 12, apparently. Not religious, doesn't seem to have that much in terms of support family. You know this part already. He's pretty much brilliant in terms of, well, everything. I wouldn't underestimate anything he says.
Understood. Get the wife in here. I don't care what it takes. He says we have 55 minutes, whatever that means. So do what you have to do to get her in. If anyone gives you a hassle, you know what to do. Try to find a professor and some clergy too. The closer to him, the better. Maybe we can guilt him.
I wonder where she's going. Do tell, Miss Neal.
You surely can't expect us to just sit still while you have our people held hostage. Anyway, is this really what you want to talk about? I'm ready to listen.
True, and again, it's not going to matter anyway, so where was I? You don't need to worry that I'm demanding a ransom. It's not like that. But simply, I'm going to hit the reset on humanity.
You said that. Tell me more.
It is true about de-evolution. Truly, the human race has ceased to progress, and in actuality is de-evolving. We have reached a point where humanity is going backwards, and it's inevitable that we will destroy at least ourselves and possibly irreparably harm the Earth itself.
I've heard this speech before. We've all heard this speech before.
I know you have heard it. I know you've all heard it, and no one cared. No one cared enough to do anything. Well, what I offer to creation is another chance. A chance to be greater, to matter more.
So, I can see we're going to have to do this the hard way. Get General Decker in here.
Bringing in the big guns, as it were. So, you muted the comm a minute ago to talk to Owens, but shout this one for me and the world to hear. Presumably, you want me to hear this part. You want me to hear that Decker is coming and be afraid of your chest-thumping, saber-rattling general for the 4th time. It's not going to matter.
Get on with it. I'm still listening.
I have come up with a process that can, for all intents and purposes, revert life back to the proverbial primordial soup. This will not only end mankind's descent, but will give another, hopefully better, life form a chance to exist. I know this will be met with complete resistance, but as I said earlier, you're not in the driver's seat. Fortunately, the process is very fast and leads to almost instant chain reactions. It apparently is fairly painful, unfortunately.
Okay. We're done playing. You are clearly insane, and you are relieved of any authority that you had. Get Gray back on and stand down any weapons or whatever you are.
And of course, that is what I thought. So I have arranged a demonstration. You already know where this is going.
Okay, I hear you. Trust me, we are taking this seriously.
I know you're not, but you will. I assume that you've paid no attention to what I've told you earlier, so I'm afraid I will have to repeat it. In the farthest room are Ruby and Prime. They're going to be the first to go on this journey.
Stop now. And we
again, I'm calling the shots here.
At a bare minimum, you have 3 people held against their will, and I'm assuming there was some sort of assault involved. So we have enough already to put you away for a while. Now, stand down!
Lucky for me, none of us will get that far. And right now, the clock is ticking. So even though I know you're just humoring me, you need to understand that all of this is in the interest of not only time, but history. This is basically primordial soup too. In a nutshell, your bodies will be drained, leaving your flesh, bones, DNA, atoms, everything about you ready as a catalyst to bring and begin a new cycle of life.
How? How is this to happen?
To discuss it would take more time than we have, and frankly, you wouldn't understand it anyway. Suffice it to say that it's happening, which is why I'm going to go ahead with this demonstration. You will see it works. Probably the only thing you need to know is it's airborne.
Won't that put you at risk?
These doors are airtight, so that will not affect me. But know that I will be going too. It is the honor, and you should get that. I will flood my own compartment when our hour draws close, and we will all be a part of the same new day. Back to my earlier explanation, the process is fast. And again, unfortunately, it appears to be fairly painful. It multiplies extremely quickly and renders the air and everything else toxic to humans. The spread is almost instantaneous, and once it's loosed upon the world, you won't be able to stop it. I have projected that once deployed, it will reach the entire population in minutes, if not seconds. There's a distinct crackling sound that accompanies the process. You will know it when you hear it.
His wife is on the way. We've got the president being patched through, as well as a minister and a professor.
And again, none of that is going to make a difference. I'm going to let you hear what is happening, but be advised that it will be disturbing.
No, Corona, please! No, I have a family! This is in no way going to work anyway! Please, do not... Ray? Help us! Help us! Where's command? Neil? Neil, are you there?
Harry, think this through. This is insane. You are not going to go through with this. I swear to God I will kill you. Let me out of here. Gray, where are you? What is happening here? Exactly what I knew was going to happen. So, I want the two of you to know that this is an honor for you. Technically, you will have a head start on the rest of us, albeit not by much, but some nonetheless. So, it may be from one of you that the next race will rise. So, you have that honor. Neil, do I still have you?
We are still here. Please stand down. Do not do this.
Now we are at please. Well, that's a bit better. The contagion is in a small vial on the table next to them. When I activate it here, it will time release in 10 seconds. This is characterized by a beeping that becomes faster and faster until the vial opens, releasing the catalyst.
No, please do not do this to me. We've come so far. Please don't do this.
Do I have to turn this off? Seriously, this is a matter of science, and Neil needs to understand this. Please don't do this. Please. I'm sorry, as this will hurt. Try to describe what's happening. I know that it may be difficult, but I would like the record for posterity.
You are not going to let this happen. Neil, Gray, someone.
As I mentioned before, the crackling sound will be that of the actual process. Okay, here we go.
Stop this now. Owen, stop this. You can stop this, there's still time.
Actually, I cannot now. Not that I would want to, but once it's in motion, it will go all the way.
God, please heal me.
Oh my God. No.
Quit it. Breathing won't matter, and they don't have to breathe in for it to commence.
Oh my God.
Ruby!
Please.
No! Run! I'll kill you! I will kill you! Help! Neil! Marshall, any of you, someone!
Okay, Gray, that wasn't productive at all. I did not get any of the information from all that, from either of them, aside from what I already knew, that it was a painful process.
He just killed them! Oh no. Oh no, oh no. If he's serious about this timeline, we have a serious problem. We've got to do...
Gentlemen, stop. Do control yourselves.
I can't say I blame them. Gentlemen, you are right to understand the gravity of what I'm proposing. But be a good cheer. It's not all for naught.
Corellin, you've made your point. What do you want?
Oh, my dear girl. You really think that's what this is about? That everything can be solved by shooting or money or something of that sort? This isn't about that. This is not about that. As I said before, it's much more lofty and important than anything so vulgar of what you're suggesting.
I understand. You are in control.
Help! Let me out of here! I have kids and a family! Oh no!
You and me both, my friend.
Gray, please, if you can, tell me what has happened.
Yes, Gray, please enlighten us. Fill in the blanks as your partners could not or would not do.
Evil? You're just an evil human being? You can't even see what you've done here. I don't.
Gray, I need your insight. I need you to give us your information. There could be a lot riding on this.
Okay. Yes, I'm trying. They just died. I'm not...
I understand. What happened?
Come on now, we don't have all night.
Shut up! Shut up! Gray, what happened?
It was beeping. They couldn't move. They couldn't move at all. They were trying to hold their breath.
Again, that does not help. Holding your breath does nothing.
Are you inhuman? Have you no decency? Let him speak.
Understood. Understood. Please proceed.
Gray, you just hear me. Just focus on me. They tried to hold their breath?
They couldn't, and it seemed like it would just overcame them. Ryan he was just looking at Ruby, and it's like their skin started to irradiate light splotches, like there was something moving around them or through them. I really don't know how to... What are you going to do? Are you planning to do this to me?
Not just you. Everyone.
No, please.
Gray, what happened then?
They just came apart. Like they had no shape. Like everything just became like a liquid and they just came apart.
I can add something for posterity. As I said before, they basically are primordial. They have become the most fertile substance in the history of creation, ready for something else to take hold. Do you want to talk about the cloud, or should I?
Please do not do this. You've made your point, please.
Okay, I will. Am I clear to talk, Lieutenant?
Yes. Please continue.
Their mass has actually increased, and will continue to increase for a bit. The process creates a gaseous cloud that comes off as purple. This process almost reaches out for the next body to join. It's actually pretty amazing and interesting. Of course, if I were to open the airlock and flood Gray's compartment, it would engulf him as well.
Please, no! Please don't do this!
Gray, I will tell you exactly what and when I'm going to do anything. You will go when I go.
You've made your point. What do you want?
We've already been through this, and you know what I want. I know that it's hard for someone like you to comprehend this, but this is not about money or power or anything like that. We've been given the most perfect, beautiful gift, the gift of life, of taking a breath in the sunshine, of singing and loving. For millennials, we have evolved seeking truth and enlightenment, moving humanity forward with discoveries that pushed us into a better world. We have crawled up to a great moment of triumph and tragedy. But of course, we are, after all, not God.
That's what all this is about? You think you are going to wipe out as many people as you can and hope something happens?
I don't think in such crass terms. But yes, it's all of humanity. And yes, while this does have a modicum of chance, I'm banking on a very long period of time. As we saw from our first chance, this takes a very, very long time. I'm not counting on this happening next week. I have accounted for all of that. Without humanity, time becomes irrelevant. Without someone to keep track, it means nothing.
So you've shown that you can deploy this to the Navita, and no one is contesting that.
Help, please!
You are in control. But what makes you think for a microsecond that you can deploy that on Earth?
I can and I will. It's a matter of time at this point. You have about a half an hour to give or take a bit, and you need not worry about how I will deploy it. I have several, targeted areas. As you already saw, though, it spreads extremely quickly and thoroughly. Honestly, though, I would have really only needed one release point, but I was just making sure. You can never be too careful.
So you're going to do this to the big cities?
Yes, of course. Maybe you should have some guys stand guard.
A moment, Neil.
Report.
The wife is here. She was on campus and we got her in.
Thank God for small favors. Where is she?
She had to make a bathroom stop.
Seriously?
What are you gonna do? I told her we didn't have time,
But whatever. Just get her in here as soon as you can. You have anyone else?
Decker's on his way.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
We've got a pastor coming, and the president's being apprised as we speak.
All right. Stand by. And you, James and Davidson, you are with us. I know you are scared, but you will maintain your post.
I'm sure that was enlightening. A plan afoot to unseat me, I presume.
Well, we couldn't let you wipe out humanity without any struggle at all, could we? And that's what you are proposing.
Oh, what do you like? I'm... Lexi?
John, I'm here.
What? Why did you come? What's...
Well, you need no introduction, obviously. I'm sure you've already considered all of this, of course. Or maybe your wife wasn't aware you planning to destroy the world as we know it.
Lex, I'm sorry. I'm...
John, what's happening? They said you'd gone crazy and were putting everyone in danger. I didn't know what to think. What's happening here?
Well, we are all asking that right now. As of right this second, your husband has killed 2 people, assaulted a superior officer, and has basically mutinied a $1 billion spaceflight. I'm sure there will be more when a prosecutor itemizes everything.
Is she right, John? Did all that happen?
Yes. All of that is true, and I have been explaining it to the fair Miss Neal. I'm sorry, but all of that is true. It's time for a second round. For another chance for everyone to do better than the last time. You know this. We've discussed it 1,000,000 times.
Is this about Celia?
Of course it is. She's always in there, in everything that happens to me. She's etched on me in everything I do.
Oh, well, me too, but you knew that.
I did know that.
You want to tell us about that? Since apparently all our lives are dependent on...
That's not for you. You don't ever presume to think that you're worthy of anything. You need to get that the only reason you know this much is because I chose to tell you. And don't you ever let her name cross your lips.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
John, it's okay. She's a sensitive subject for us both. John, I understand, but they don't. It's not wrong to want to know why things are happening. I'm with her on that. Well, on part of it. So this is about Celia. How is it about our daughter?
It's just so much. All this that's happening and all that's happened. There's no other answer. We have to start again.
Okay, so let's calm down a bit here. Miss Neal, is this how you're understanding this?
I am. And make no mistake, this will not end as your husband is proposing. One way or another, he's not going to destroy the entire human race. Corellin, you've indicated that you are planning to kill yourself as well. Are you intending to kill your wife, too?
Well, you tell me. I'm assuming that the control building compound is under heavy guard and airtight.
You assume correctly. And if you were intending to wipe your wife and myself out, that's not going to happen today. Well, that, and no one else is dying either.
Well, you certainly sound assured, and I'll give you.
I certainly don't mean at all to be disrespectful. But I really think that if you are wanting to destroy humanity, I'd like to understand how this has to do with your daughter.
Our 12-year-old daughter was killed years ago, and neither of us has ever fully gotten over it.
I'm sorry. How did I not know about that?
I would agree. How did you not know that? I'm sure it's in a file somewhere.
Well, regardless, it's something I should have known and didn't. I'm sorry to hear this. Again, no disrespect. But what happened?
No disrespect?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to break in.
Not now. Not now. Now is not the time. I'm sorry, John.
John? That's a new one.
John, they don't understand.
She was killed in a hit and run, and we will not ever know who did it or why.
I'm so sorry to hear this. I had no idea.
I'm sure you did not, and now you're appropriately compassionate.
regardless of that, we never recovered. I still don't understand. Nor do I understand moving on. Was it fate? Was it a plan? What was it? I don't know now, and I won't ever. I won't ever know.
I'm so sorry, but General Decker is minutes away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
John, what does this mean to you, and what's happening today?
I hate that your infantile attempt to patronize me falls in line with what I need to tell you at all, but alas, I cannot make you fully understand that I agree with the lovely Lexi. I do owe you at least some explanation.
I'll take what I can get. I'm all ears.
Our daughter Celia was our life. Did not think that anything could bring me such joy. She was so everything. She was smart and engaging and beautiful. I think that she made me a better person. She was
our everything. I remember John would play his guitar and she would sing. They would just go out under the stars and make songs. She wasn't really interested in others' music. She wanted to make her own. John would come up with some chords and she would just hum and make her own melody. It usually didn't have any words. She'd just sing.
That sounds very special.
It was. And thank you. We recorded a bunch of those nights. They were very meaningful after she left us.
I have several of those here with me now. I'm going to play one of them later. It's going to be a big part of our next chapter.
What does that mean?
I was hoping you would ask that.
Corelli, why am I having to get out here at this hour to come down and deal with this?
The General, I presume.
You presume right. Now that question is still there and I expect it answered. Why am I having to come and deal with you?
Since you're new to the conversation, I will not take offense at your presumed authority. I can tell you what I've told Miss Neal. You're not in charge here.
Let me make this very clear. I'm being told that you have just murdered 2 of our men and are currently threatening to murder Gray and the whole of the human race?
That is actually a fair assessment of the situation.
Well, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
The easy way being me giving up, and the hard way, you somehow physically forcing me, I presume.
Affirmative.
I will offer you a third scenario, since neither of your 2 options are plausible. I will continue with my plan, and give humanity a second chance at greatness, and nothing you say or do in the next 20 minutes will have any effect on that.
You talk pretty tough, little man.
No, it's not worth saying anything to you. And again, nothing you say or do will have any effect on what's going to happen.
You're not the first man I ever heard say that, and you won't be the first man I ever proved wrong. You think these stars came from playing tiddlywinks? You think you can outmaneuver me? I tell you right now, you best think again.
Command? Hold and I'll put you through. Ma'am, it's the President.
We're not done here, by a long shot.
No, Mr. Decker, we are not.
Miss Neal, the President.
Major Neal, I'm told we have a situation that needs attending to.
Yes, sir. That is correct. Corellin can hear you now.
President Williams, it's always an honor.
Well, John, I wish it were better circumstances that had brought us together for this conversation.
Yes, I know this may surprise you, but I wish it were too.
Then, let's just end this right here. Just stop what you're doing. We can get you help once you are back here.
I have to admit that part of me, that's what wants that too, but not the help, of course, as I know exactly what I'm doing. I did not want you to think that this is happening because of some mental snap or something. On the contrary, this is the most alert and lucid you will see me. This is a decision I make, or rather have made. It was made years ago. I told myself that if I faltered at all, I wouldn't go through with it.
That falter never came, or we would not be talking right now, I assume.
You assume correctly, and I could not have put it better myself.
Why, John? Why are you angry? Are you hurt? Do you want revenge on something? Why would you want to end every human being in existence?
That answer would take much more time than we have, but simply, we have gone as far as we can go. We being the human race, that is. Surely you understand this. We have taken a king's ransom and traded it for a Happy Meal. Honestly, volumes could be written on the subject.
But why? Why would you?
Why would what? Why would I want a second chance? Look at what we've done with our first try. Heck, if you want to talk in those terms, we have on our millionth chance. We've had infinite chances. Every day humanity has a chance to do something good, and every day we fail.
John, with respect, think of what you are saying here and where you're saying it from. You are literally sitting on an artifact of the best humanity can be. We would have never thought in the 60s that we would have a spacecraft sitting off the shoulder of Titan, that we would have men and women reaching to see who's out there.
Sounds like a speech, Mr. President.
Oh, well, I may have you. You got me. Do you want to lose all those memories?
There's a lot of moments that I miss now.
I'm all ears, sir. Please, do tell.
Like what just happened. Moments where we were out in the air. Times when it's just humanity. Where it's not about money or posturing or anything vapid like that. I like you, Mr. President. You're one of the good ones.
Well, John, present situation notwithstanding, I like you too. So I really do care. Why are you wanting to destroy every living human being? And what are we talking about? Total extermination of the human race? Why?
Again, sir, we've gone as far as we can go. I don't think I have to tell you that we always fall short. We always do the wrong thing. We always fight. We always have the money for war and jails. We get an A+ in the bad things, but we can't seem to find the time or the money or the good. How many ways can we think of killing people? We've not only thought of most of them, but we tested them out. We have time to hate, but we have no time for love.
What you are doing would be on the hate side of things. You are one of the most smart, aware people I have ever known. You have to use that to help the rest of us get along. John, I'm the President of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, and I'm asking you, I'm begging you to help us.
Help you what?
To grow. To see tomorrow. You know there is a fair number of our advisors that think you are full of it.
That's one scenario I considered. And it was a minute before your underlings believed that I was serious. Regardless, whether we reset is not based on whether they believe it is happening or not. I had honestly considered not telling anyone and just doing it.
I believe you. I really do. You know I respect you, but I can't let you go through with it. I can't sit here and nod my head in agreement that we deserve this and go quietly into that night.
That is what I thought you would say.
You're a smart man, John. I wish this would end some other way.
I would say do your worst, but I must ask you one question. Do you think Ranger Rick here really thinks he's going to change what I'm about to do?
To be completely honest, we all do. I'm sorry.
Of course. You're a good man, Mr. President.
As are you.
I do want to answer your earlier question, though. Here is what's going to happen. In approximately 20 minutes, I will release the contagion on the Earth. I would guess that it would reach the full population in 10 seconds or so. Again, you'll know this is happening by the crackling noise. I'd like to say again that from what I can tell, unfortunately the process hurts considerably, so for that I am sorry. After I'm satisfied that it has run its course on Earth, I will flood mine and Gray's room. We will be the final humans to go. A loop of my late daughter singing and me playing the guitar will play until someone shuts it off.
Well, if your scenario is correct, that could be millions of years.
Possible, for sure.
You feel like you have to do that?
Well, it's sort of complicated, but I think we need a requiem of some sort. While there was stuff that brought us here, we were also capable of love and compassion and beauty. I want that to represent us for the eons it will take brought back up.
I do admit you are a passionate human being, John. Can we just call this a day and let this go, John? Just flip the switch to let us take control of the Navita, go to sleep, and come home. Lexi is here, and she just wants to see you.
I don't doubt any of that, and I have to say that there is a part of me that wants to do that, but that's not the logical part. Lexi knows me better than anyone. She has suffered the same things that brought me to this. Well, she may not agree with what I'm doing now. She certainly understands it.
John, please. Sorry, Mr. President, for busting in. John, you don't have to go through with this. I do get everything you're talking about. I did live it with you.
Darling, I'm sorry. This is what I have to do, and I think if you search your feelings, you will agree with me.
John, you have to know that this is wrong. You can't go through with this.
He speaks.
How do you think this will bring your daughter back?
Miss Neal, I obviously do not believe that this will bring Celia back, but that accident, and I know it was an accident, changed me forever. I think I started looking at the world more pragmatically. Once the emotion was stripped away, I could see things more clearly. The things that is wrong with the earth is us. We are everyone and everything's worst enemy, and we are bound to lose. The first stage of my plan is inevitable, as we will eventually exterminate each other at some point anyway, and my proposal makes for the actuality that we become better. We wipe ourselves out, and as I'm sure Mr. Decker is usually thinking of ways to do, then there will be no carrying on. It will just be over. A dead planet, a dead race, a dead spirit, nothing further. Not that I have to convince you, but we would just be over.
You think a lot, don't you, little man? I'm about at the end of my patience with you.
That would be yours, Decker. Dead everything, and you would be the architect. I mean, you're a pro. You get paid to kill people. You should be all about what I'm doing, and of course, it will do in both sides. What is your kill count so far?
Mr. President, are we on to phase 2?
Stanford, I will not hold it against you.
I don't care what you think or don't think or do or don't do. Are we or not?
John, where are we on this?
I'm in the same place I was 20 minutes ago.
I had hoped that. Here's what's happening. You have 2 minutes to punch in the number that allows these nice people here to remote fly your ship. We worry about getting your sorry behind down here and on with your imprisonment and probable execution. James! O'Brien! Watch the door! No one in or out! Beat! Feed!
All right, I assume that you have some sort of big reveal moment that changes everything that has happened to this point.
Oh my God, oh jeez. It's pretty simple. If you don't enter those numbers, I'm going to execute your wife in about a minute 45.
General, please don't.
President Williams, stop this, please.
O'Brien, James, treason.
John, he's got a gun.
She's right, Corellin. And if you don't think for a second that I won't execute her right here, you've got another thing coming. Try me! I dare you!
President Williams of Stanford, this is your other plan?
You still won't hold it against him. Sound off now!
Don't point that,
General Decker, I don't think this is the way to go.
Of course you don't. But this is the where and how this ends.
John, they're guarding the door. I don't think we can get out of here.
Oh, you're going to get your combat action badge today, little girl. You have about another minute of marriage left, Corellin. You'd better start punching buttons.
Ma'am, this is insane. We need to get out of here. I'm not going to sit by while...
Stow that! You're going to sit and do your job until you get different orders.
Now, you should consider letting people go and be with their families in the end.
You're making me want to make it a minute and a half instead of 2.
You truly are evil, General Decker.
Oh, that's funny. Coming from a person that's trying to destroy every living subject on the earth in how much time?
About 11 more minutes.
Sir, I don't want to shoot any of our own people.
You're advanced. You will hold position. You hear me, O'Brien?
Sir?
You hear me, soldier?
Sir, yes, sir.
You don't have to do this.
Said like someone who knows her husband is a liar and she's about to die for country and nothing else. Not that that's a bad thing.
John?
Someone needs to keep track of my clock. And Mrs. Enemy of the People has 47, 46, 45 seconds. You pick up the countdown.
44, 43, 42. I hate you for this. 41, 40.
Baby, here we are. You know I love you, and we have almost finished everything we wanted to do. I'm thankful for every second we spent with you.
33.
That's what your husband has to say? I'm about to terminate your sorry life, and that's what your husband has to say to stop it?
Decker, stand down.
I'm going to save the world, and you too, so shut up!
21.
It's not really how I thought it would end, but I'm glad to have made this journey with you and with Celia. Thank you.
10, 9. Somebody do something!
Please stop this!
Sir, General, please.
We're good to go, John. I love you.
Isn't that nice?
5, 4.
Decker, what are you going to do when you don't have a hostage?
2, 1.
Sorry your husband is a coward!
No! Oh my God!
He did it! I can't believe he did it! He shot her!
Your move, Junior.
I'm sure you think you did good. Your move indeed. Her name will be written on the stars. She was number 3. Ruby and Prime were the first and the second. I wondered for a brief second if they would be the first to evolve, but I got it. The cosmic time clock, an hour means nothing.
When I get my hands on you, and I will, you're going to wish you had it as easy as wifey.
Well, it's wonderful talking to you. This hasn't been very productive. Is this really how you want to go out? I mean, I'm being serious. Do you have some family or someone you care about that you'd like to talk to? O'Brien? How about you?
O'Brien, keep it stowed. Maintain your position.
We can't stay here. We've got to do something.
Both of you stay put.
You both think that's wise? You know what I'm going to do, and you have a more dangerous situation in front of you in the form of General Decker. He's clearly out of control.
Make no mistake, men. I will end you as easily as I ended her.
Decker, You are relieved of command. O'Brien, take him into custody.
Someone has to save this country, and it's going to be me. Anyone in this room that wants to try, I assure you, I will finish you without hesitation.
I'm done. I am finished here.
Me too. I'm done.
Who else? I know there are more cowards in here. You leave now, because if you stay and have a change of heart, you know what will happen.
John, are you still with me?
Yes, sir, I am.
That was not my intention for him to murder your wife. I'm sorry.
Honestly, sir, I never thought I would get out of this unscathed. He came willingly. He knew everything was possible, and she came. Unarmed, I might add. That's real courage. Something you might take a lesson from, General.
All I need from you is the entry of the remote code.
By my watch, we have about 5 minutes from the new beginning.
John, we have come to a resolution here. I believe you now. I know this can happen.
It's in your hands. Please, reconsider this.
We really have no choice here, John. We are literally at your mercy.
Are you insane? We don't negotiate with terrorists. If it is the last thing I do, Corellin, I will avenge all of this.
Oh, Mr. Decker, I just don't have enough time to posture with you, and you seem to be a person who loves to saber rattle. Did you ever walk away from a fight?
I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer.
Of course you did not. And I'm sure that it is a fact that you're proud of. Sadly, this is a matter that people like you and me should have been mulling over together for years. It's really too late to discuss this, and there, of course, will be no catharsis.
John, don't focus on him at all. Please, let's talk this through. This is about your daughter. You're wanting a loop of her after this? I don't even get that.
We used to have a campfire behind our house. I was never much a musician, but I could play a few chords, and she didn't really know any words, but she would sort of scat sing to what I was playing. It was probably the most purely happy any of us had ever been. I want that to be the hope that is out there.
Do you really feel like that's hope?
I do. I want it to be an open hand, encouraging whoever finds it. Also a requiem for the good in the human race. I found that it was rare, but when it was found, it was so wonderful. I hope that is what the next round brings. Honestly, less Decker's type.
You know we're in airtight quarters. Even if you're successful in releasing something into the atmosphere, you won't get everyone. And we'll overcome this.
And you best believe with every breath in my lungs, I will stop your little plan here. You are going to die one way or another, boy. If I have to launch it myself, I'll have a missile blow you and the Navita to kingdom come. And if nothing else, your little song plan won't work.
Enough! You are relieved.
It's okay. He's not going to do anything else, and it will not matter anyway.
Please, John. Is Gray still all right?
He is fine. As I said, we will be the last to go.
Can we hear from him?
If you wish, I'm sure he will be similar to how he was earlier. Captain, Brown would like to speak with you. Can you be civil?
Captain, can you hear me? We need you to be in control and tell us what you can.
Yes, I'm here. Your wife just died. She died. How do you not? He doesn't even care. I saw you when he shot her. He didn't even move.
Captain, we are here. Please focus on what you are saying.
It's no use, and the time is running down. I can see his clock. It's 4 more minutes and it's counting down.
We can't do this. We've got to get out of here.
You are in the safest place you can be right now.
This building is sealed. We are not going anywhere and nothing is coming in.
You are not to move, James. We are sealing everything. To try to leave would endanger our holdout. Make sure the building is secure. John, this is not the end. We are locked down.
I've said this before. I have no intention of tormenting anyone. This is almost to the end.
Oh, no, it's not. There will be another day.
The White House is locked down as well. We are hunkering down as we speak. We are not going anywhere. All facilities that can be sealed are in the process.
What do you think now, big man?
I think what I thought all along.
There's something not right. He's too calm. There's something that we don't know.
So here we are. In the last moments of humanity. I really do wish this had gone another way. A way where humanity stood and reached for something great.
You are in space. You think no one reached? End this. Please, John, you have to stop.
It's all here. I'm preparing the requiem. Celia, I love you forever.
I'm going to erase anything of your little family. Mark my words.
General, or should I call you private now? Did my wife come straight into the control room?
How should I know?
No. She didn't. She was in the bathroom.
Who cares? I couldn't care less.
She knew. She knew she might die.
He had guts you couldn't only dream of, Private Decker.
You were delusional.
No. Wait. She knew. She was part of what you were planning.
Well, I'll step over her when I'm coming for you. He's not going to kill himself. He doesn't have...
No! Shut up! She was a part of it!
Oh, she's nothing.
She planted it. It's in here. It's in the back. Oh no.
We're sealed. There is nothing getting in here.
The contagion is in here with us.
Goodbye, Mr. Decker. I cannot say that it's been good.
You've got to find it. Look on Lexi's body. Look everywhere. It's not too late.
I'm afraid you did, Mr. President.
It's over. Oh my God.
You can hear
It's
me.
over.
Get out of there now.
We have a second chance.
Oh, please.
I'll see you in hell, boy.
Farewell and good night.
John! No! No! Please, God, no! John!
Goodbye, Mr. President.
John, you planned this? Lexi?
Of course.
You sent her knowing she would die?
Die is a relative term, apparently.
We are safe here. You'll not.
I guess we shall see, Mr. President. By my calculation, however, the contagion will reach you in less than 2 hours, and I have been right about everything else, so here we are. It's been fun, but I have to sign off. To whoever stops this message, do better than we did. No! Please! You can't do this! They're all dead! Everyone on Earth! Please, no! I had hoped that the human race would go out standing up rather than screaming in terror, but such is life. Good night, world. Over and out. No!
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. La
la la